That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
All right, guys, we are so close to 2,000 subscribers on this channel. I really want to thank everyone for the support that y'all have showed so far. That's by liking videos, that's by leaving comments, that's by subscribing to the channel. I mean, I did not know there was nearly this demand for quality fantasy basketball content. I promise y'all, I would have been doing this a long time ago if I knew this beforehand. But now we know I'm going to continue to make a video for y'all every single day, and y'all have killed the support so far. All right, so let's get into this video, and in this video we are going to be talking about fantasy basketball takeaways, fantasy basketball updates as of January 2nd. This is what we have. These are the main storylines, in my opinion, if we are going to be going out and trying to project some players for fantasy basketball leagues going forward. And our first thing that we need to eye in on is the fact that the Atlanta Hawks are leading the NBA in points scored per game. I mean, this is clearly done through Trae Young. Trae Young has looked every bit of the player that you selected in the first round of your draft. I mean, averaging over 30 points a game, close to 5 rebounds and 8 assists as well. But we all know the storyline with Trae Young. What makes him so valuable is his three-point shot, as well as his efficiency and volume that he brings you from the free throw line. I mean, I saw a crazy stat that Trae Young is averaging more free throw attempts than the Toronto Raptors. At least that was of 2 days ago, I believe. Maybe we see that kind of revert to what we would expect beforehand. But anyway, Trae Young has been on a tear with this entire team as well. And John Collins has also been putting up more than respectable numbers, averaging close to 20 points a game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block and a half. So here with the Atlanta Hawks, I mean, I think that this is a team that we can try to target in terms of playing guys against them, as well as playing the players in this rotation, as there's going to be so much volume to go around. There are going to be a lot of possessions. All right, so if we are going to talk about a team being close to leading the NBA in points scored, we have to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks are averaging close to 125 points scored a game. This puts them second in terms of points per game scored. And here it's on the back of Giannis, which everybody would expect. Giannis out here averaging over 20 points a game, over 11 rebounds a game, close to 6 assists. And the defensive numbers are fantastic. Almost 2 steals a game and over half a block. I mean, Giannis has given you everything that you'd want so far. He is currently number 1 in fantasy points scored in 2021. And then this is also done through Middleton as well. Middleton has had a red hot start to start the season. Not only did he have that fantastic performance on Christmas, but he's followed through with consistency on top of that. I mean, he's averaging close to 23 points a game, averaging close to both 7 rebounds and 7 assists, giving you some defensive statistics and a steal a game as well. And with Middleton, he's providing you the value from three-point land. So here, there's so much to be excited about with Milwaukee. Obviously, there are more players that we could talk about. I just want to hit the key highlights right now. And on the complete other side of the teams leading in points scored in the NBA, we have the Golden State Warriors with the worst defense in the entire NBA. I mean, this is a team that you need to be targeting when you are making your start-sit decisions. I mean, they are currently giving Curry, Wiggins, Oubre, and Wiseman the 4th most minutes in their rotation. Obviously, this can easily change with Draymond Green coming in. Maybe Draymond comes in and helps this defense drastically as they desperately need it. But I think the problem is Oubre and Wiggins are just getting far too many minutes in terms of trying to slow down defenders. If your best player on your team is Steph Curry, we know that Curry is an adequate defender, but he's not a two-way player like a Kawhi Leonard. So here, I think you just don't have enough defensive specialists on this rotation for you to go out there and just be giving so many minutes to a small lineup. Okay, so now let's go to our next team, and this is going to be the Washington Wizards, also with horrendous defense. Now, the conversation here is what's going to happen with Bradley Beal. I mean, if they cannot turn this around, if Russell Westbrook cannot make this team someone that's close to a playoff spot, are they going to move Bradley Beal? Is Bradley Beal going to be willing to stay in Washington? Because right now, it looks like this team is not close to gelling, to coming together, to be able to put wins up and to be able to be competitive for a playoff spot. So it's going to be a very intriguing situation. I'd love to hear your opinion down in the comment section on what you think it would do for his fantasy value if Bradley Beal got traded away from Washington. Personally, I would hate it, but let me know what you would think. Okay, so now our next takeaway is Andre Drummond is on a tear. I mean, through 5 games, Drummond has 90 points, 74 rebounds through 5 games, 18 assists. But what is most impressive is not the rebounds, not the assists, not the points. It is the blocks and the steals. Andre Drummond has already accumulated both 12 blocks and 12 steals. Not combined, no, separately. 24 total if you add the 2 categories in. I mean, absolutely red hot start. I would love to see if it can hold up. I mean, he is getting the minutes in the rotation. Looks like this team is slowing down a little bit compared to where they started at the very beginning of the season. But we know that this is small sample heaven right now. We are just going to hyper focus in on these players and act like this is what we're going to see forever, even though we know that is not the case. And what we know is going to be the case is Jokic is going to win fantasy basketball leagues this season. I mean, through 4 games, he has about 100 points, 47 rebounds. But guys, this is why we are drafting him in the first round. This is why I love going out there and getting the Joker. Okay, 4 games, guys, 54 assists. I mean, that is just straight up absurd. You love to see it. Also coming through with 4 blocks and 6 steals. And we know that he has fantastic efficiency to go along with all of this. So Jokic, in my opinion, is just going to be straight up putting teams on his back and taking them to get those fantasy basketball championships. All right, so now speaking of Jokic, I heard on a podcast a few days ago, someone referenced this player as skinny Jokic, and this is Sabonis. I mean, he has also been so solid this season. 112 points, 55 rebounds, 36 assists, and he's also giving you 3-pointers at the big man position, which we know is a valuable commodity. And he's done this through 5 games so far. I mean, you just love to chase the big men that give you assists, as it gives you an edge that is so hard to find. They're literally unicorns. I love having both Jokic and Sabonis. If you can make that happen, I mean, good luck for any team trying to catch up with you in terms of the assist you're going to have, as well as the rebounds. I mean, great what we've seen so far. And now let's go right back to Washington with our next takeaway, and let's talk about how solid Bradley Beal has been. I mean, Bradley Beal through 5 games has just been putting points up on the board. 156 points. Yes, rebounds and assists aren't necessarily there with 22 rebounds and 21 assists. We knew that's not why you were drafting Bradley Beal to begin with, but he's also come through with almost 2 steals a game. The only question mark is, will he be traded? I mean, are we going to see this type of usage maintain in Washington? Are we going to see the Washington Wizards have one of the worst defenses in the entire NBA and then be forced to keep the pace of play up and to be able to put points up on the board? That's going to be something that we need to make sure we are monitoring, because if we get more Bradley Beal trade talk, maybe it's time to look to see what we can get for him in fantasy. Okay, so now let's go on the other side of the spectrum and let's talk about a player not starting off red hot. Let's talk about a player that's starting a little bit slower, and this is going to be Devin Booker. I mean, Devin Booker so far has had 101 points, 22 rebounds, and 21 assists. And this is why I don't necessarily love targeting these scoring first players in the early rounds of fantasy basketball drafts. And that's because if the scoring is not there, we know also the rebounds, the assists, they're not going to be there to make up for it. You much prefer drafting someone that you know is going to be able to give you rebounds, going to be able to give you assists, and then, hey, maybe they break through, maybe they get more usage in their rotation, maybe they're able to get more buckets. But here, if you're already relying on a heavy points per game, and then if you're not going to be getting the rebounds, the assists, the steals, the blocks, I mean, that is a situation that personally I am trying to avoid. Obviously, Devin Booker could be a solid buy low candidate right now, just the way that you want to construct your team. But talking about team construction, it looks like clearly the winning strategy this season was punting free throws. I mean, obviously, it's small sample season, so everything can change a week from now. But anyway, who were the targets, guys? If you were going to punt free throws in 2021, who were you looking to get? You were looking to draft Giannis in the first. You were looking to take LeBron in the second. Later on, you were looking to get both Andre Drummond and Ben Simmons. I mean, guys, right now, Giannis is first in total scoring. LeBron is fourth. Andre Drummond is sixth. And Ben Simmons is 30th. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure we have some teams with those stacks. And if you do, I mean, you are just stomping your opponents at every single category besides free throws. All right, now, thank you guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I really hope y'all got something from it. As always, if y'all did, go down there, drop that like, leave that comment, subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps us out. And yeah, that's all I got. I hope I'll see y'all with the video tomorrow.